Oh boy. Hey, by the way, now more than 40% of my viewers are not subscribed. And we've lost a ton of momentum since reaching 1 million subscribers. So I hope today will be the day I earn or re-earn your subscription by you clicking that red subscribe button down below the video. It may seem like a small thing to you because you check the channel every day anyway, but I would really appreciate it. I think I'm falling out of favor with YouTube because I'm not getting any activity in that area anymore. So yeah, please consider. Now, I don't follow Mark Hamill on Twitter, mostly because he posts nonstop politics. He has one of the worst cases of TDS I've ever encountered. I respect the man's body of work, which includes voice acting. And obviously, as Luke Skywalker, he's always seemed to understand what Luke was all about. And only in the Star Wars fandom will you get people lecturing the literal Luke Skywalker about Luke Skywalker. But that's exactly what we got over the weekend. It was absolutely hilarious. So if, I'm not worried about spoilers at this point. The Mandalorian finale was most widely loved. There were literal reaction videos of people crying at the end to see Luke Skywalker. And what people don't understand maybe about why people reacted that way is it was because Luke Skywalker was restored. He was no longer this bitter old loser that The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson thought it would be, or that he should be. Now, I do know that he had his moment at the end of that film, but ultimately, I believe that Ryan Roundhead Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy see Luke Skywalker as a toxic male and taking him down a peg and making him a loser in order to bring up Rey, I believe, was a concerted decision, a well thought out plan for them to take a shot at the patriarchy, apparently. The idea that Luke Skywalker, a symbol of hope, would become this bitter old man was unfathomable for many Star Wars fans, even casual Star Wars fans like myself. Seeing him like that was repulsive. And this past weekend, I just rewatched the original trilogy while my wife was building the Millennium Falcon, the Lego Millennium Falcon. She's upstairs building it right now. And I remembered how BA Luke really was. And what they did to him was a disgrace. And even at the time, Mark Hamill has never supported what they did to Luke Skywalker. You can see an interview that he did with the New York Times where he stated, "That's the hard part. You don't really want to admit how possessive you've become. There are times where you go, really? That's what they think of Luke? I'm not only in disagreement, I'm insulted. But that's the process, and you thrash it all out." Look, I don't think that Mark Hamill can ignore the gigantic paycheck that he probably got for that film. But, I mean, he has never really been afraid to share his real opinion. And, ultimately, you see here on January 17th, did Mark Hamill just endorse retconning the sequel trilogy? I think probably not. I mean, as Star Wars fans, people, we tend to read ultra into every little thing, which makes the fandom fun. But also, he was probably just speaking off the cuff that, like, hey, it's cool to see a BA symbol, a Luke Skywalker that's a symbol of hope, instead of one that's a symbol of failure and bitterness. You see, last night Hamill took to Twitter to respond to Mandalorian Season 2 finale episode director Peyton Reed. Reed had previously posted a thank you note to Hamill for his incredible cameo appearance in Chapter 16, The Rescue. Hamill also made a cameo of sorts in Mandalorian Season 1 as the voice of the droid bartender EV-99. In the second season finale, however, Hamill, as a CGI de-aged version of Luke Skywalker during the Star Wars episode 6, the Return of the Jedi era, swooped in an X-Wing to rescue bounty hunter Din Djarin, which is Pedro Pascal, Grogu, the New Republic Marshal, Cara Dune, and all these other people. Okay, right. Yeah, Hamill's tweet read. Well, let's just go to the actual tweet. Dear Mr. Peyton Reed, I'm so grateful to have been given the unexpected opportunity to revisit my character when he was still a symbol of optimism and hope. You assured direction and kindness was a crucial element in the experience and means more to me than I could say. Yeah. And you see here on January 15th, Dear Mark Hamill, when I was a kid, this photo hung in my bedroom wall. Star Wars and Luke Skywalker in particular meant a great deal to me. Some things can never change. It was an honor and a dream to come work with you on The Mandalorian. Thank you. And it was so hilarious. The replies, by the way, are unbelievable. They are exactly as much of a meltdown as you would expect. You see, now it's starting to get some coverage. This is from Games Radar on Twitter. So we talk about that. Before The Mandalorian, the last time Hamill played Luke was in The Rise of Skywalker. His character was a Force ghost who gave Rey some advice after she had a crisis of confidence. Hamill also had a hefty role in The Last Jedi, which saw a more jaded Luke. This version of the character who appeared in the Mando season finale was a lot more like the traditionally heroic one seen in The Return of the Jedi, which makes sense as the show takes place a few years after the events of the film. Luke's appearance in Chapter 16 was certainly packed with hope and optimism, considering all seemed lost before his arrival, as the Dark Troopers battered at the door protecting Mandu, Grogu, and company. The Jedi's Rogue One-style lightsaber battle through the droids saved the day and meant Baby Yoda could go off and learn the ways of the Force. Yeah, I would say. And Deadline, this was written on Friday. Mark Hamill thanks Peyton Reed for the unexpected opportunity to feature Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian finale. Because what they did to him was a disgrace. It's really a crying shame what became of the franchise. The new films were such a criminally missed opportunity to do something special. Hamill really got the shaft. Last Jedi was almost as bad as Phantom Menace. With that said, Rogue One, which I like too, yeah. Rogue One and The Mandalorian have been a gift. Simply outstanding. Hollywood hacks will never get it. This is how you do Star Wars. Bravo. Last episode of The Mandalorian was the most excited Star Wars-related screen time since The Empire. Looks like he took a swipe at Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi, turned Luke into a broken-down old man. And yeah, this really wasn't a veiled shot. This was a direct shot across the bow at what I would call the emasculation of Luke Skywalker. But some of these replies are unbelievable. Wow. In The Last Jedi, Luke had an actual character arc where he went through some doubts, but once again being a symbol of hope and optimism in the galaxy. Those kids at the end are playing with freaking Luke action figures. Sucks you can't appreciate that. Literally telling Luke Skywalker how to be Luke Skywalker. Apologize to Rian Johnson right now. This is classless, to be honest. I mean, no. I mean, in a way he was. He was still a symbol of hope and optimism in The Last Jedi, but he himself was a shell of his former self. And you see a lot of Rian Johnson drones in here. I know what you're saying, but The Last Jedi doesn't change that Luke is always a symbol of hope and optimism. Even symbols go through difficult times. In the end, he overcame his cynicism and doubt to help his friends. Right, he did. But I wonder if that was because it was screening so poorly. All of these Rian Johnson morons in here to try and defend The Last Jedi. Look, for for a casual fan, you probably didn't care that much about The Last Jedi, as a popcorn flick. But what they did to Luke Skywalker was on purpose, in my opinion, because in many ways, outside of being a symbol of hope and optimism, Mark Hamill is like an alpha. Luke Skywalker is an alpha male, and I think they thought, wouldn't it be hilarious if we could emasculate him and make him a broken down, bitter old man. But his reply, the replies are full of Ryan Roundhead Johnson supporters in here saying, well, actually, The Last Jedi, come on, man, your character's hope and optimism never left. It just got muddied for a bit. This entire replies are full of Roundhead Johnson supporters saying that, well, actually, Luke Skywalker, let me tell you about Luke Skywalker in the film. I mean, you see all these people in here that are Star Wars viewers, but not Star Wars fans. You see here, Mark Hamill currently getting canceled for saying the truth. The Last Jedi's Luke was garbage. Stop getting mad that he thinks your women empowerment replacement for an actual story is. Bad. He was evil, but also right for saying this. Ryan Johnson, this is on you. Jon Favreau had to resurrect Luke Skywalker from the garbage pit you dumped him in with The Last Jedi. Thank you, John, for restoring Star Wars to its former greatness. Holy F, TLG fans need to move the F on. People in this thread giving Mark Hamill garbage about how he feels about a character he plays. Jesus, even if you like The Last Jedi, the man has a right. I mean, more than any one of us, right? Why is anyone contesting this? How is this controversial to imply Luke is darker and more hopeless than The Last Jedi? I thought that's why people who liked it liked it. Imagine trying to tell Mark Hamill he doesn't know his own character. Star Wars fans are something else. And that's really where it is. Most people who understand Star Wars and understand Luke Skywalker are 100% backing this. And the fact that people are like, always funny watching morons crying in his mentions every time he voices his opinion on a film from 4 years ago. Last Jedi fans flooding the comments with some, well, actually, I mean, that's really what it is. It's a hilarious, well, actuallys. Look, I absolutely love The Mandalorian, warts and all. I know it's not the perfect show. It does give me hope that there will be future great Star Wars programs. I know that not everything they're going to make is for everybody. Some of the stuff is going to be more themed for kids. Some of the stuff is going to be more themed for old fans, new fans. I get it. I understand the High Republic isn't for me. But please don't mess with our beloved characters from the past. That's a pretty simple thing to ask. You're not as smart as you think you are, Ryan Roundhead Johnson, and I really wish you would get your hands off Star Wars forever. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.